What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Auldey's Transformers Alpha Action Elite Wave 3. So I just did the unboxing for these. I got these from the AliExpress store, KK Barago car model store. If you're interested, you can pick it up. I'll put the link in the description below. But today we're going to go through each one of these individually, go over the accessories, articulation, and some of the features, and then we'll get out of here. I am going to look at the hands on the first figure, but after that, since they all have the same sets of hands, I'm going to basically ignore them for the rest. So only if the accessories are different are we going to look at them here. Alright, so starting off with the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. Here he is. He looks pretty good. He's got some neon green paint for the head crest, red for the eyes, neon green for the windows and the waist there. Nice white Autobot logo over purple plastic, and then a little bit of white paint down here, red right there. Here's the back. It is identical in mold to the original. Here's the original. As you can see, identical, no changes really. They still built in the chest. It has a chamber for the Matrix, but it doesn't have the opening doors, and it doesn't have the actual Matrix. That's reserved for the AAE the special editions. So these ones don't come with that, but there is still the molded part for you to have it. But these are identical. Articulation is the same. I'm going to go over it just since for good measure to show you what they can do. Head is on a hinge. You can go back to there. The neck is also on a ball joint. So combining the two, you get way up and way down. Side to side and a rotation. Really nice movement on the head. The ears can rotate on this hinge here. Shoulders rotate out on a ball joint, out to the side on that ball joint. Butterfly joint built into the shoulders. Rotation at the bicep. Single jointed elbow, but due to the cutout, it gets you past 90 degrees. The wrists are on a peg, so they do rotate. I'll show you later. You can swap out the hands. Rotation at the lower waist. It gets a little caught up, but you can bend and it can go past there. Double jointed ab crunch, so you get a joint here and here. Combining the two, you get all the way down to there. You can see that piece kind of comes out as you bend the ab crunch. So you get really far on that ab crunch. It's really well done. You also get a side to side out of this teapot movement. Legs are on a drop down hinge and ball joint, so it gets up to there, back to there, out to the side. Rotation at the thigh around a universal and on the ball joint. You can also push those back in for a cleaner look. Single jointed knee, but again, due to the cutout and the way they've done it, you get well past 90 degrees. Good looking knee joint. Feet are on a ball joint, so you get side to side, forward and backward. It's on a hinge, so you can push backward, forward and backward. And you can tilt to the toe. It's on a ball joint. So that can rotate and tilt forward and backward and side to side. So lots of movement on the feet. For the accessories I mentioned, you get 3 sets of hands with pretty much every figure, with exception to the smaller ones. So first we get these gripping hands, which allow you to hold weapons. Then you get the pointing hands. So every figure comes with that. I put the wrong one on there, but you get the idea. And then we get the open expressive hands. And if you use both of these, I always take the closed-fisted hands off and put the open-fisted hands so you can hold as weapons. You do something like this. That's pretty good. All right, next we'll take a look at these little guys here, and we've got Brawn. And he looks really good. It's like very similar to like a Legends sized version. He's got gray paint on the helmet, silver for the face, blue for the eyes, Autobot Tampo symbol there, gray and blue there, more gray there. The gun is actually painted too, painted gray. Got a little bit of gray on the knees. On the back we've got the blue paint for the windows of the vehicle mode. Obviously it doesn't transform, but it does look good. Overall, it's a really nice looking version of Brawn. Articulation wise, the head is on a ball joint. These smaller ones have slightly different articulation. Head can go forward and backward, side to side, and it can rotate. Surprising amount of articulation for the little guy. Shoulders on a ball joint, rotate around, out to the side. Elbows are on a ball joint, so those rotate around, get you about 90 degrees. Wrist can rotate on a hinge. These come with a single pair of swap out hands. They're the open expressive hands. I'm not going to go through them since we already went through the hands on that first Prime figure. So just know they come with an open expressive hand. Legs will kick up to there, back to there, out to the side. Rotation is on a ball joint this time. You don't get the built-in universal, but you do have a rotation at the waist here. Ab crunch built in to this little guy. So you get down to there, which is pretty good. Impressive for a little guy. Legs kick up to there, back to there, out to the side on that ball joint. Rotation at the knee on a ball joint. 90-degree bend at the knee on a ball joint. Ankles are on a ball joint, so it goes forward and backward, and then on a hinge to go out to the side. So you get some pretty nice posing out of this thing, even though it's so small. It really is quite dynamic. And then here is Bombshell. He does have his weapon on his head. That's on a ball joint that can rotate. The head is also on a ball joint. Same articulation as this guy. Shoulders can rotate around. Ball jointed elbows. Waist rotation. Ab crunch built in. You can go past the point, the locking point, so you can get it all the way down. So you don't want to do that. Just go up to there. It has kind of a click point to stop you. But yeah, this works basically the same as that one. The feet are basically identical in terms of their function. You do get the nice gun that's appropriate for the character. That looks good. Really nice paint detail. You got the gray paint, yellow paint, Autobot Temple symbol with gray paint there. The back is also painted yellow. Really well done. Well done version. All right, and here are the other two Insecticons. So we now have a complete team. Really nice set here. I think they did a good job overall completing these. And I'm imagining we're going to get his mold mate out back eventually. All right, next we'll take a look at Scourge. And this is the only figure that comes with a total of 5 sets of hands, because you've got these open expressive hands with the pink paint on the fingernails. And then it comes with the closed-fisted hands, open-fisted hands, the expressive hands, and the pointing hands all in the box. So I think these are the best looking hands, so that's why I left them on there. But this has some red paint up here on the crest, red for the eyes, black for the beard, blue paint with a little bit of Decepticon logo in purple, a little bit of light blue paint there, pink for the toes and the fingernails. On the back, you got a little bit of red paint on these wings. The wings are articulated pretty well. They're on a ball joint, so they can rotate on that ball joint, and they can fold in and out on this hinge. So you can get, this look if you want. Kind of get his wings folded up. You can get them back. So a lot of options there for the wing. The head is articulated a little bit different than the others. So it's not on a ball, it's just on like a hinge. So it rotates back and forth on the hinge, rotates side to side on the ball joint of the neck, and goes side to side on the neck. And it does have the collar that kind of stops it from going further. But this head is a little bit different than prior articulations that we've gotten. Shoulder is on a peg ball joint, so it goes out to there, rotates around. Do have the little piece here that looks right. Rotation at the bicep. Single joint elbow gets you well past 90 degrees due to the cutout, the way it's designed. These elbows are like a slide-on piece. So I've had it where, I'm trying to put the hand on and I actually slide this off. So don't pull forward on that. Otherwise, you'll have a hard time putting the hand back on, just like I did right there. Just push back up on the hand. Hands can rotate on that peg. I mentioned the wings already. You have a waist rotation here at the upper crunch, at the upper ab joint, as well as the lower joint. So you get a double waist swivel ab crunch on the top. I think this one doesn't have that bottom ab crunch, but the top one gets you pretty far. Does it have the bottom one? Oh, it does have the bottom one. I'm sorry. It's there. It's just pretty tight. So it gets you the double jointed ab crunch. Legs, oops, that looks funny. Legs are on that same drop down hinge. Kicks forward, backward, out to the side. Rotation on a universal. You have single joint knee, but again, due to the cutout, you get plenty of articulation there. Very smart stuff there. And feet are slightly different. It is on that same hinge, but the toe is set back a little bit more. So if yours isn't balancing out of box, it's probably because the foot is pulled forward. It tends to be like, too long. So you just want to push it back in, and then you get a little bit better balance. He does come with an accessory. You do need to swap out the hand to use it. So just give him his open fisted hand. And remember, you want to push up on the hand, not pull down on the wrist. And here's his gun, just done in blue plastic. That'll fit into the gripping hand. And now you have that blaster. That looks pretty good. All right, next we'll take a look at Ratbat. And I did want to bring in Soundwave and the other tapes. But first, let's just show you this. You got a little bit of red for the eyes. Gray paint here. Decepticon logo tampoed there. Yellow paint for the back for the jetpack. The wings do articulate up and down. The head can articulate forward and backward. I don't see any rotation. So you just get the forward and backward. Actually, does it? Maybe it does. Yes, it does. It does rotate. It's a little tricky, but there is a ball joint for the head, so you can rotate the head forward and backward and side to side just a little bit. And here is Soundwave. So if you bring his arm up, you'll see there's 4 peg slots, and that corresponds with the 4 parts of the leg on the bottom. So you can sit on Soundwave's arm and he can be communicating with him. And just for good measure, here are the other. We've got Laserbeak and we've got Ravage. So he can be displayed with all of them. If you want, you can take and give him double fisting his minions. Sits there, so you can have him holding both. Yeah, there you go for Ratbat. All right, next we'll take a look at Hotrod. And he looks pretty nice. I think the head, or the face maybe, is a little bit skinny, but overall I like the look of this guy. Got some gray on the head crest, blue for the eyes, white for the face, yellow for the flame with a red tampoed Autobot logo. We got some orange down here for the headlights on the waist. White paint there. Orange paint for the arms. Here's the back. We got nice yellow paint for the wing. That looks really good. You can remove it if you want. Have that look. And his articulation is similar to the others. The head can rotate up and down. The neck is a little bit tight, but it can rotate. It's on a ball joint, so you can get side to side out of that. Forward down to there and back up to there. It's just a little bit tight, so just be cautious with it. Shoulders on, again, butterfly joint gets you out to there. They did color the hinge a different color for some reason. A little bit, it's gray. Shoulders are down on the hinge out to here on a hinge. This is a little bit different design than others. It's not a ball joint. It's actually a hinge. You have a sculpted in wheel right there. We have rotation here at the bicep at a cut joint. Well past 90 on the elbow with a cut in between. Wrists are on a peg. These can be removed, these exhaust pipes, if you want. Those are painted in that same white color as the face. Ab crunch. Again, double ab crunch is just a little tight on the bottom one. I actually pulled it too far. There we go. Let's see if we can get this one. Yeah, so the bottom one gets you up to there. Top one gets you a little bit more. So between the two, you get pretty far. Rotation at the bottom waist. Can you rotate all the way around. Coming down to the legs, same kind of thing. Drop down hinge. Legs kick forward, backward, out to the side. Rotation at a universal. Knees, the way it's sculpted, they've cut it so you get past 90. Again, smart choices there. Feet, same thing as what we got with the Scourge. You got the forward and backward. Ball joint for side to side. Separate toe tilt for walking poses on a ball joint. It's a pretty nice articulation. He does come with some weapons. Obviously, you need the open fisted hands, but you get the two guns done in gray. It's painted gray, not gray plastic. And you can use them independently if you want. So you can have that. Or you can combine them. If we take this one out of his hand, you'll see there's a little slot there. This peg will go up and in to the bottom of this. So just push that in. It's a tight fit. And you can indeed, using the butterfly joint and kind of bending the arms into position, you can double wield it with both arms. We do also get another accessory for Hotrod. We get an alternate face, so you can pop off the original face. A little tricky, but you can get that off. It's very small, so. And then pop on the new face, and now you have the visor look. So you can have the visored up version of Hotrod if you prefer. That's a nice option there. All right, next we've got Stepper or Ricochet, and I kind of saved him for second to last just because he's really cool. He is a repaint of the Jazz that we already got, but they've added some features, namely this little guy right here. It does transform. So he's got this Target Master. It will plug in right here. There is a slot on the other side, but you can't really get it in there because it's on one side. So you can put it here and display like this. Or if you want, you can put it into his hand. And let's see, does it fit in there? Not really. Okay, you can. You can hold it if you want as a gun. Or you can come to here and remove this handle part. And you'll see there's two little slots in the bottom of his knees and two pegs. You can peg that in there. And now we've got Target Master transformed. That's cool. I haven't seen anybody really doing that yet in any of the lines, so I think that's pretty neat. Beyond that, though, this guy looks really good. Nice gold paint throughout, red accents. The doors are on ball joints, so those can fold back. You can kind of pose these however you want. You can rotate them. Good looking backpack overall. I think you can remove it if you want, if you don't want the backpack. Nice blue paint back here for the windows. Blue paint for the headlights. Same articulation as the others. Head is on a hinge and the neck is on a ball joint, so you get all the same movement there. Shoulders on a butterfly joint and a ball joint, so same movement there. You got the wheels on the back of the shoulders on this time. Rotation at the bicep. Same movement at the arms. Ab crunch. Double jointed. You get this lower one. It does expose more of that gold, which looks really nice. Same thing at the legs. And the knees, as well as the feet. So I really like this one a lot just because they did a little bit of innovation to get this guy to do what he does. So I kind of like that. And let's just get this guy back together. Oops, this way. Peg that back to in, and then we'll put that back on his shoulder. And now we've got Target Master with him, and that looks great. All right, last but not least, we've got Galvatron, and he's kind of the theme of this set, so that's why I saved him for last. You've got some red paint for the eyes, gray for the goatee, red paint up here, Insecticon logo, red paint for the abs, red paint here on the hip skirts and the knees, gray paint on the legs and the feet on the back of the legs. This one has quite a bit of paint. Orange paint for the blaster. Overall, I think it's a really good looking version of Galvatron. It is the same articulation. Head is on a swivel, neck is on a ball joint, gets you way down to there, back to there, side to side, rotates around. Shoulders on a ball joint, out to the side of the ball joint, butterfly joint built in, rotation at the bicep. It looks pretty smooth because it's built in there. A little past 90 on the elbows, rotation at the wrists. You can swap this to the other side if you prefer. You can also put it down here. Yes. So if you want it on the forearm, you can have that look. I know some people prefer a different look. You can also swap it to this side if you prefer. You want to have it on the other side. You can. He does have his treads on the back of the arms. These are on ball joints. They pop off if you want to take them off. But I just think that's cool that they worked that in there. Coming out of the waist, you have ab crunch here. This one is a little bit more limited just due to the sculpt, but you get ab crunch down to there and back to there and a rotation at the waist. But the crunch is a little bit limited just due to the sculpt of the character. Hip skirt on the side will move out of the way. Legs will kick up to there, back to there, out to the side. Rotation on the universal. Knee goes well past 90. Knee pad moves independently. So you can have that posed however you like. Upwards with the thigh if you want. Feet, same articulation here, forward and backward on a ball joint. And then the toe moves independently. He does come with an accessory, so we get this matrix on a chain. You can remove it from the chain. If you get his open expressive hands, you could probably get him to hold this, but the main purpose is to plug it into this chain and then have that fit around his neck and displayed like this, which I think looks good. Final recommendations on the Auldey's Transformers Alpha Action Elite Wave 3. I like these guys. I'm going to give this a 4 to 5. I'll recommend it. Overall, I think as a set and as a line, Auldey's have been pretty consistent. The amount of articulation they're putting into these is pretty top notch. I don't think there's any other figures at this scale with this kind of articulation. Accessories are pretty good. Each of them come with at least a gun. Some of them come with more. I do love that they worked in the transformation for the Target Master there. That was just unexpected thing. So I thought that was pretty neat. Overall, the Hotrod and the Galvatron, I think they're a good pair, good matchup to have in this set. So yeah, I think they're doing good things. If you're interested in action figures you can mess with and just play with, kind of despots, I think you'll be interested in these figures. Thanks to the KK Barago car model store on AliExpress. If you're interested, you can pick this up from them using the link in the description. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.